Hello, I'm Mantastic'c and Fantastic, and today I want to talk about version 21.7 update, which has just gone live in North America. So this is an exciting update. Actually, all updates are exciting, but this one is particularly exciting because not only do we get a new UI overhaul, but there's a ton of free magic stones, so to speak, to acquire to a certain extent by logging in if you've played for a prolonged period of time. So first things first, orb movement time has been extended from the base level of 5 to 6 seconds. For those who have been playing pad for a prolonged period of time, you may remember that it used to be 4 seconds. So I guess there is power creep within the base movement time, which is nice because, a whole extra second is a big deal to play around with, so life just gets a little bit easier. Next are these event quests that are implemented, and I'm just going to pull up my actual screen itself here, and you basically can see, like, from the dungeon menu itself, like if I go from monster back to dungeon, you're going to see a whole new UI overlay, which is very useful. So novice quests are just going to happen. Basically, if I click on it, you can kind of interact with it, and it says, oh, I need to clear all floors in the Master Fagan's training. If I do so, I will get some rewards. I'll get more magic stones as well. Basically, just collect stuff, essentially, and complete them. Halloween just came out, so it's nice because we're able to actually just press enter to go directly to the dungeon at hand, but I'm not going to do that for this video. But basically, just look around and play around. It makes life easier because you can see what the rewards are. Everything's a bit more streamlined. It's less tedious to find where things are, and in all honesty, having a button to go directly to the dungeon you have to play is a huge quality of life improvement and upgrade. So I'm quite happy about this. You will press these enter buttons and go directly to where you need to go. And there's a few different ones here. This celebration quest, so you just need to clear the floor 5 times. It doesn't mean clearing a whole dungeon 5 times. It means clearing an individual floor within a dungeon. So if the dungeon is 4 floors, you get 4 progression for the clearing the floor X number of times. Kind of nice. Again, if I press enter, I can find where I want to go. With that being said, let us take a look back at the other stuff. So I kind of just skimmed through there, how to play them. Basically just follow what's on there. It was pretty straightforward and intuitive. Next thing is this thing called Part Break being implemented. It's just a new mechanic in which you have the opportunity to fight new spawns, which can drop specific body parts if you click on them and you target them. There is an awakening to increase the drop chance of these respective parts. It's just another layer of farming that's been added into the game. It's just kind of the nature of these things. We need to farm things. The next is new functions added to in-app videos. We now can watch a single ad every single day in order to get a single magic stone. That's like 365 stones per year, and assuming Gung-Ho does not increase the average stone count to roll, this is just a completely free, happy little stone. I have no problems ignoring a 5-second ad to give Gung-Ho a tiny amount of revenue to get a magic stone. It's a good deal all around. I guess also while I'm there, I'd probably extend my box space. The next thing are some killer buffs to Killer Awakenings. So this only applies to the actual Killer Awakening, not Latent Awakenings. So Killers now, like always, they do 5 times attack against their respective typing spawn, but now the damage cap has been increased from 1.2 times to 2 times damage. And that's a big deal because if you have, say, transforming cards that don't necessarily boost their damage cap levels, this can be a way to actually ensure they do meaningful large amounts of damage. Based on my own experience, one thing that I've done quite a bit of times is say swiping UN5 with Aki and Little Masaka. And the problem is Aki doesn't have a 3rd attribute, he doesn't damage cap for more than 1 turn, but putting on the correct killers now will make it so the non-active Aki in that system will actually be dealing meaningful amounts of damage still, and it just makes my life much happier. It might end up saving me 2 turns total. I haven't experimented or tinkered with that team lately, but it might save me 2 entire turns against the boss because I can potentially push it down to super resolve 1 turn faster each way. So it's a big buff, and this applies to every other killer. So natural killers that you find through Awakenings can be a great source of damage, especially for your transforming cards, and you can easily put weapon assists on top to gain access to them. Furthermore, the 7 combo Awakening now has funky math involved. So it's still 2 times attack for 7 combos, but you also get to now gain a further 2.5 times attack with 14 combos. Kind of weird, but at the same time, when you think about it, many teams are hitting 14 combos relatively easily. So, seems outrageous, but it's just another level of damage where at least 7 combos are at least keeping up. Because in all honesty, a 7 combo awakening is grossly outpaced by the 10 combo, but this at least gives it a bit more zest. Obviously not as reliable, but there's at least a chance it can happen. TPA has been buffed to 2.2 times instead of 1.7. The tacos, or enhanced attribute combo awakenings, now give... Why doesn't it show me here? Now it gives you 30% as opposed to 15%. So doubling the strength of these awakenings is a big deal because there are some teams that say like 5 or 6 of them. That's a huge damage increase overall. Rows have also gone from 20 to 30% more damage. I think they used to be 10% long ago. So we are definitely experiencing like a power creep from offensive awakenings, and Gung Ho just compensates by making the super gravity percentages even more silly and outrageous. Super follow-up attack, if you make that 3x3 box of hearts, gives you 8 times personal damage for the owning card. So, off the top of my head, Kalen and Euphemia teams, they oftentimes use Shayna as their orb generation loop. Shayna can personally gain 8 times personal damage. It's a nice thing because they actually have the natural super follow attack. Various latents like Poison Surge, Jammer Surge, they now increase the damage cap to 1.5 times. Like, every card is able to hit harder because in all honesty, without silly amounts of super gravity, even cards with virtually no offensive awakenings just can deal huge amounts of damage simply because leader skill multipliers are just through the roof over the top. When we first started playing Pad, 4 times attack was a thing. You got to a massive 25 times attack from Sakuya. Now we have leaders providing 50 times attack each, so it's 2,500 times leader skill multiplier. That's become the norm. So there's obviously huge amounts of power creep when it comes to like damage numbers. And the latents are kind of keeping up. The damage cap increasing is now 1.8 times for leader swap, roulette recovery, cloud recovery, and unmatchable. Always helpful. And then the 3 times damage is now 4 times damage if they have a single sub-attribute and no other attribute. Not many cards actually fall into this particular category, but it's nice to know that they at least could do a bit more damage. In all honesty, triple attribute cards are just the better choice anyways, because, you know, damage capping buffs, etc. Next are these new categories added to achievements. So if I whip up my other screen here again, if you go into the achievement tabs, you're going to notice that if I just click one of them, they give magic stones now as rewards. So I went out and I picked up as many of these as I could, and if you take a little look-see at this image here, I received a generous 277 magic stones for, no, that's, 277 magic stones for just logging in and basically just clicking collect. It was tedious, but that was a silly amount of magic stones and a bunch of other zesty rewards. I also picked up these, I think, from the novice challenge login quest thing. Point is, there's lots of free goodies coming out relatively easily. So check your achievements tab. Make sure you go and actually like collect all the stuff, because Maniacs 2, I haven't finished them all yet, but almost there. 5 magic stones if I finish that one. And then the Maniacs 3, it's even bigger. If I get my rank a little higher, it's 10 more magic stones. This is where I got so many magic stones from. There's a good chance you are able to actually get that as well. Do I have any more? Oh, I can get 90 crowns. Congratulations. 5 magic stones for me. Oh, yeah, I think his ranking came out. Let's take a look at that crown, actually. Crown settings. Okay, cool. I'll just make it a little shinier. Why not? 90 crowns. I missed a few. Oh, well. We're on to the next part. So, yes, go to achievements, collect the stuff. Extra enhancement features. We can now do sync awakenings and super level limit breakthroughs from the extra enhancements screen. I just like having the ability to press less buttons to achieve whatever thing I'm trying to do. This UI improvement greatly increases my efficiency in terms of minimizing unnecessary button clicking. Adjustments to the change order function. The standard and reverse settings will be displayed, so you're able to like more finely filter or tune your filter settings to display exactly what you want for your monster box. For myself, I played so long, so some of it's kind of muscle memory. I don't really want to change anything necessarily just because that's the way I've kind of learned stuff. But if you're relatively new and you haven't like kind of figured out exactly how you want to do it, I encourage you to go into your monster box and just play around in these settings and just see what actually makes the most sense for you. The next is display changes in the mailbox. We're going to go to the mailbox really quick. So you notice we have this scrolling bar here. It makes your life much easier. You can scroll up, you can scroll down, and then instead of having to press change order to like receive all, delete mail, it's conveniently located at the bottom. Again, I'm saving an entire click, but it's a click and a hand movement. Pretty good, pretty good. I save quite a bit of effort. So I can just simply receive all these stuff with ease, and then I can simply delete them all with ease, and then we're good to go. Always nice having extra quality of life improvements. Adjustments to dungeons. Stamina costs for certain dungeons have been halved almost for things that are, I guess, okay to play. But if you're able to clear like the harder dungeons, they're usually just better to play in all honesty. Latent awakening skill slots and skill descriptions. Descriptions are nice, but many cards have gained extra latent slots. And one card I want to draw particular attention to is Lavril, because Lavril originally only had 6 latent slots, and now I am able to... Oops, I'm going to fish. Where is it? I want to max enhance it. I'm going to select all. And then, boom, more latent slots. I can quickly slap on some skill delay resist. For those who are playing with Geno, which is possibly a good chunk of people, having just 2 SDRs makes a huge difference in terms of the functionality of a card. So, life is much happier now for your Geno teams, because Lavril is a spectacular sub because of the looping shield, looping attack buff, and if you do run Raw, I think I have my... Oh, fish, what did I press? If I look at like a Geno team I have here, I put a Ordeal Raw, and I did not. I'm just gonna... Oh, jeez. I know what you look like. Perfect match. I can just find you here really quick. I wish when I typed Raw, it would show like Raw a bit easier. It's a little hard. But basically, Ordeal Raw is something I highly encourage every single one of you to get if you play anything Rainbow related, because on a 3-turn cooldown, you get a movement time buff that's 3 turns lasting, Skyfall Foresight, which means you can manipulate stuff if it's problematic, but it gives a 2x attack buff for all subs and increases their damage cap to 7 billion. So, Raws are hitting for 7 billion thrice. Lavril will hit for 7 billion thrice as well. Damage output is significantly increased, so life is much happier overall. I was using this team for the pair with a random leader like Ra, Anubis, etc. I didn't care about the friend leader, so this just worked in the end. You can now practice in 4-player mode, which is a game mode which I think fell flat in terms of popularity because it was kind of tedious, and 8-player was just a bit easier to jump into and actually get meaningful rewards. And then Sergio's weapon assist was improved, and yeah, that's the thing. General improvements. Players can now sell up to 99 stacked monsters. However, the number of available sells you can make at a given time is 30, but if things can stack, they stack as one of the 30. So you can have, say, 100 of something. It only takes up 1 space in that 30. So much easier to sell stuff. So for instance, let's say I want to sell this thing here. Oh, it reset. Something got changed. It's okay. Where is that gold? Here it is. So this thing here, I have 1,400 of these things. You know what? We're going to sell these right now, max. I can sell almost all of them in one go. Almost all of them. But look at that money. Why can't I be this rich? Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Jeez. But basically, things stack. So like I said, I have 1,400 of these King Diamond Dragons. Now I can sell them all off much more efficiently. 99 billion coins, some MP, EXP stock. Thank you, thank you. Oh. Well, I'm going to spend my monster points soon, but my point is, you can sell big stacks of things much quicker. I'm going to spend that monster points later. Oh well. Next is, you can check how to obtain any badge through change badge setting. I think I've got all the badges, but we are going to take a look-see. So I've got all the badges I think that are possible to acquire, so it won't display for myself, but you, ladies and gentlemen, might find something there. Monster points are referred as MP. That's cool. Okay, nothing else beyond bug fixing, and we're good there. And then there's a little, I guess, how to play event quest. I thought it was kind of intuitive. We can just kind of, yeah, I just kind of went through it. We just tap and enter dungeons. It wasn't particularly complicated, but it's nice free stuff. So with that being said, This is a wonderful update for in terms of quality of life. Tons of magic stones. Halloween just came out. I don't think it's particularly worth rolling in. It's better to roll in like real collaborations as opposed to seasonals, I feel, because seasonals at least keep coming back. And beyond the fact that seasonals have like a top kind of badge card to trade for, if you played for a while, you've probably picked up a bunch of bottom rarity cards from free pulls over the many years, and Halloween should be no exception. So even though I've been showered in many magic stones, I don't think it's necessarily worth pulling in Halloween still, unless you really just like some of your favorite characters in festive outfits. Now, with that being said, hopefully all you lovely ladies and gentlemen out there in the audience have a truly fantastic day. I wish you best luck in your own pet adventures. Let me know which part of this update was the most exciting for you, and happy puzzling.